Hello, Grand Rapids. This is City Manager Mark Washington. I am near the intersection of Eastern and Baxter in the 3rd Ward, outside of the business of Ellnora's Kitchen, which is owned by Mr. Elijah Libbett. And there are some great things that are happening in his business, but also that are happening for our community. So let's go in for a moment and take a look and talk to Mr. Libbett. Well, I'm here on the inside of Ellnora's Kitchen with owner Elijah Libbett. Thank you for being with us today.
Appreciate it.
So first of all, important, tell me what's on the menu today.
Today I have baked chicken, rib tips, pork chops, pinto beans, rice, collard greens, and cornbread. Hamburgers, fries, Polish fries.
I should have asked what's not on the menu. So real authentic soul food, and this is inspired by your mother.
Yes.
And
everything I cook is her recipe.
And you've been in business for how long?
12 years. I've been here 12 years.
12 years in the heart of the community. I want to thank you for that. You have a quite interesting story in terms of your life is not, you've not always been the business owner that you are right now. You've come from a pretty, you've overcome a pretty difficult background. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I grew up in a one-parent home for a couple years, and I met my stepfather, which is a picture of him and my mother up there, one of the best men you ever wanted to run across. And we grew up poor, and in growing up poor, I just feel like I needed money. And what I seen in the streets was drug dealers, the hustlers, you know, the crap games and stuff like that. So I was fascinated by that. So because it produced money, and then producing the money, you know, one thing led from another. It went from shooting dice to selling drugs to the pimping and all of that, and it landed me in prison.
Yeah, and you spent about 15 years in prison, and prior to that, I think you shared with me you had been shot several times, stabbed several times, and,
yes.
but by grace been spared.
Yes, by grace. I've been shot 6 times on 5 different occasions. I've been stabbed 3 times, and I'm still standing. You know?
Well, I think the story of what you've done since you've come out of prison is remarkable. And the fact not only that you're running a very successful business here, but what you're about to do on the 19th with your giveaway to the community. Tell us a little bit about that.
Every year, me and my family get together and we do a free meal for anybody. I don't care if you don't have no money or if you got $1 million, just come eat with us, you know. This is a tradition that my mother always did. No matter who was in the neighborhood, come in here and get you a plate, you know. So that's what we do every year. And a couple years after we got that started, we decided to give out gifts. So we give out gifts to all the kids that come in. Every kid that come in get a gift. And it reminds me, like I said, when I grew up, we was poor. And I remember somebody said, hey, around at the church, they're giving out gifts. So when we got around there was a gift for everybody but a boy my age.
Oh, wow.
So I didn't receive a gift. I cried like a baby.
Yeah.
And one of the little guys in there gave me his truck, you know, and I would not want one kid to feel like that. So we give gifts to everybody to come in.
So last year when you did this, I think you served over 1,900 people.
1,900.
1,900 people were able to get a gift, free gift.
Well, we had 1,900 people that ate. We had 660 something that got gifts. The kids, all the kids got gifts, and everybody. Due to COVID, we couldn't do it last year, but years before and this year we will be doing it. Everybody get a picture with Santa Claus.
Oh, everyone, no pictures last year, but this year you'll get a picture with Santa Claus. Man, just tremendous work. Thank you for doing that, and it's in partnership with the Urban Family Ministry. And thank the members of the Urban Family Ministry and for what you do and just your story. And I am so thankful that you are now an example of what a changed life looks like and doing great things to give back to our city, successful businessman. Glad that we could partner in terms of the corridor with the outdoor dining in the area so that you can kind of expand the services and just appreciate all that you're doing and keep up the good work.
I got to. I got to. You know, my life is no longer mine. It was bought with a price. So, You know, freely I was given, freely I had to give back. You know, God will supply every need. We just have to be in alignment with His Word and just do what's right, you know.
All right, thank you, man.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Wonderful story about resiliency and overcoming challenges. Powerful story from Mr. Libbett, and very thankful for the work of Ellnora's Kitchen and the partnership and the good work that they do in the community. Recent things that have happened in City Commission have also continued similar work. The City Commission recently authorized a contract with the Urban League to partner with the City of Grand Rapids and the Michigan Black Expo and African American Task Force to continue to provide support services for African American businesses and find out how we can make more businesses as successful as Ellnora's Kitchen that are Black owned and Black operated. We also were able to approve a lease agreement with the Grand Rapids African American Museum and Archives to continue their lease downtown until they are able to find a new building, a new property, as well as approve the operating agreement and sponsorship for ArtPrize 2.0. As you're aware, there's been a transition, a collaborative by the City of Grand Rapids, Downtown Grand Rapids, Inc., as well as Kendall College of Art and Design to continue what has been a very successful art prize that brings hundreds of thousands of people to our city with over $30 million impact. And we look forward to that continued success to build upon that heritage that has been started by the original founder, Rick DeVos, and spread the presence of ArtPrize and the footprint to places like this business corridor where it can also not only help businesses in the downtown area, but throughout our city. We also received an update from our Parks Department about the millage and operational and capital investments, and Director Marquardt provided an update that shared over $70 million of investments in city parks have occurred since 2014 to help beautify our parks and provide recreational spaces and walkable places to make sure that many residents are able to have less than a 10-minute walk to every park. There's also a very important conversation that's happening, and unfortunately, it would take more time than we have now to really delve into it. But we know that we have a very serious challenge about making sure that we have adequate housing supply in our community, especially for the unhoused community. And as we reflect on this time of the year, and we always think about those people that are not as fortunate, we know that since the pandemic, across the country as well as in the city of Grand Rapids, we've seen the increase in the number of people that are unhoused. And we know that laws that further just enforce behavior will not solve homelessness. We won't arrest our way out of homelessness. However, at the same time, we know that there are people who are committing very unsafe acts, very violent acts against people. And we want to hold those persons accountable. Now, police chief has agreed to do that, and in order to do that, there are no new laws that are needed. The City Commission and Public Safety Commission received an update and a commitment from the police chief to make sure that he's able to prioritize on areas where there are unsafe acts that are being committed, violent acts against people and property. But as for the unhoused community, we want to make sure that we take a holistic approach, that we address housing needs, shelter needs, as well as mental and behavioral health needs. And those are the discussions that we need to do with our community partners, both with the business community as well as with people who are advocates for the unhoused. So I do want to thank both the Chamber of Commerce for bringing forth, at least in daylight, their concerns about the housing community, as well as those housing advocates and activists for also sharing their concerns, because I think what we have learned as a community, regardless of how you feel about the issue, something needs to be done. And that we are committed to doing, we're committed to doing together. And I feel very optimistic in the new year that we will make progress. So I want to wish you all happy holidays and look forward to seeing you in the new year. Be safe.